very warm welcome to all of you. Mike Cavalli here, and of course running the proceedings from above is our Jean. I'd like to say first of all a big thank you to all of those that come to our evening of clairvoyance last Tuesday. It was a great success. We had a full house, even though the room is small, it was still a full house. And so big thank you there, and a big thank you for Colin for doing the demo. I'll be working with Deborah on the 27th of February. I'll get some more information out about our evening of clairvoyance again at the same place, the Three Horse Gallery. Deborah will be the medium, and I'll be jumping in to do a few bits and pieces as well. So before we begin, I've got some announcements there to make with regards information for other mediums and people like that. But I would like to just to say, has anybody felt the shift lately? Now, this shift has been going and going and going. It's really been moving along. But it's probably when the new energy took over on the 1st of January. A lot of people are speaking to, when they reflect, they've noticed that they don't need as much sleep. They also reflect that they don't need to eat as much. And many people are finding that they are beginning to eat less meat. Now, for myself personally, I'm a veggie, so that one cancels out. But both myself and my wife have noticed that we don't have our 2 cups of coffee anymore in the morning. It's just 1 cup of coffee. For some reason, we just don't enjoy a second cup of coffee. So a lot of shifts are happening here. So anyway, good morning, and thank you for coming to our evening of clairvoyance. It was good to have you there, and I hope, I'm pretty sure Colin gave you an excellent message. Okay, let's just begin here, and a little bit of publicity. There's Linda's book, if you're interested, 5 Years in Heaven. It's actually doing the rounds again. Linda's been asked to do many podcasts to speak about this, so go to Dr. Linda Kramer, or Dr. Linda Kramer Paranormal, and you'll be able to pick up those podcasts that she's doing. Also, we mustn't forget there's our Colin, his book, A to Z Index of Spiritualism, but you can find him at ethericweb.com. So I think that's about all the announcements. So there you go. Yes, it was amazing. Yes, it was a super evening, and we look forward to the next one on the 27th. While I was meditating, I got some information through for people, so they might pick this up in the replay. I don't know, but I'm going to read it out. There's 3 short ones. It says, I have a gentleman here that is not particularly old. He's quite tall and has a happy disposition. I see him surrounded by water. This is not how he passed, but he either lived around water or enjoyed fishing or boating, as this water image is very prominent. I can only see light coloured hair, slightly curly and not long at all. He brings me to his eyes that look to me to be either blue or grey. Certainly his eyes when he was younger were striking, and he knew it. And he gives a little laugh at that. He brings me to his feet, as this is where his problems began. He enjoyed walking and activities as such, but it feels like his feet, then his legs were forming some kind of sclerosis until eventually his whole body became consumed with it. He didn't make old age, between 60 and 65, and brings me to the day of his passing, which was a bright but brisky day. He talks of the 5, and then I got a 9, or an 8, sorry, that then the bottom bit was cut off and it became a 9. And he gives me the month of August, which feels like a birthday. And with that, he steps back. I'm going to just put that up in the whole chat, if I just find it, and then we can do some readings. How's that? So let me put that in there in case someone comes in. Oh yeah, there it is. It's all there. Okay. There's a bit of a long one. Okay, so let's see. Okay, since I think you're the only one here at the moment who's showing themselves, Dayanaria, let's see who we have for you. Is there anyone that you wanted to connect with? Let's see if we can go about it that way. Yeah, just let me know. Just to let you all know, I'm kind of in Facebook prison yet again. My Société Jeanne d'Arc page seems to allow some kind of posting, but my profile page basically says I'm spamming and I'm putting up too many posts, despite the people where I post want you to post. So there we are. I'm back in jail again. But what can we do? Okay, let's have a look. If possible, I'd like to have a message of my spirit guide. I've been feeling low energy in the past days. Thank you, Mike. Okay, well, I think this energy thing that you're feeling is coming to an end, because I think you're going to be actually experiencing what I've been experiencing, and other people, is a burst of energy. It feels like there's a clearing out process going for you. I'm just waiting for your guide to come a little bit closer while I give you this information. The feeling low is actually, or the lack of energy is an emotional state, I'm being told. Thank you very much. As things begin, it feels like there's pressure around you and you don't feel like you're actually progressing. Or if it's possible, Julia, that is the sister of my grandfather. Okay, we come to her as well. Let's just get through your spirit guides. Okay, so this low energy is caused by emotion rather than a physical aspect, because they're telling me there's nothing wrong physically with you. You're being okay. It really is a question of you being stuck and you don't know where you're going in life at the moment. So as soon as you begin to discover your path again, this energy will start to rise. Of course, I do know that you are spiritual and you are a medium, and the advice is to get on the ladder in some shape or form, because the more you deny it, the stronger it's going to come back at you. Now, you don't have to do this professionally. You don't have to do it in any other way except to help yourself or help other people, because I know you're a helper. I know you're a giver, and it can be quite draining when you're giving all the time, because givers very rarely receive, and more importantly, we don't allow people to receive. We don't allow people to give us help. Okay, Melina, I'll come to you in just a second. So what your guide is asking you to do is to, thank you, have a bit more faith in yourself. Thank you. Have more fun. Go out and enjoy yourself a little bit more. This doesn't mean you have to go crazy in any shape or form, but just start, thank you, lighten the load a little bit. There isn't too much to do, actually, is what I'm being told here. It's just a case of refocusing. You'll also find, if you change your diet, that things will start to move for you as well. I'm told that in the past you was a powerhouse of energy, and that is going to come back. There's no question of that. I think before the end of the month, you're going to start to see a very, very quick upbeat you coming into town. I feel that you need a certain change. either a new job or to have a job, but there seems to be a change that's desperately needed in and around you, and it is coming. Um, so, yeah, let me just find out what else they want to say about this to you. Um, okay, yeah, this is so. It's no good saying patience to you because because quite often you don't have a lot of patience. All it needs is just to change your perception a little bit of how you see yourself. They want to remind you that you're an old soul, you're a beautiful soul, and you have a lot of wisdom and a lot of information that has been passed down through generation and generation. There is shamanic influences in your family. And I say this in a really nice way, in the truest sense of the word. Generations gone by, grandmother, great grandmother, they were witches, meaning wise women, the truest sense of the word, wise women. And you've inherited a lot of that information. As we're speaking, I'm getting more and more speeding up with my voice. With I'm getting enthusiastic, and I'm getting I know it kind of feels like joy. So what I'm being told now is that you should now start feeling spirit around you. You should now start feeling energy around your shoulders or around your back or around your knees. They're coming through now, because this little conversation we've had, we've just lifted your vibration just sufficiently for you to be able to feel it. So just let me know when you can start feeling them. I'm going to come back to you with Julia, but I want to come over here to Milena. I'm here for the first time. I'd like to know what is blocking me to develop in my career. I feel there is something deeper blocking me. Well, you know, my dear Jeanne, she always says, and many people have said it before, everything that happens to us is because of us. And what's meant by this is a lot of people start feeling, oh, you know, it's a past life that's come through, or it's genetic inheritance that's come through. It's none of this. You don't own these. If you're blocked through genetic inheritance, if you're blocked through past life, it's a choice to accept, because you are not that past life anymore, and you are not the DNA of your family. So the reason we're saying all this is to be your authentic self. When you become your authentic self and you do exactly what you want to do, these blocks start drifting away. Now the problem is we sometimes feel that we can't do what we want to do. We can't be our authentic self, in which case we have to start at step by step. We have to start at the bottom level and work our way up. And so let me see now. So the blocks, Milena, are within, and they can easily be erased. You have to find your passion. It always goes back to this. We have to find your passion. By the way, I've got someone in spirit here for you, Milena, and it's given me a real pain in the chest just here. So I'm not sure if this was heart or there was a lump here. Could it be a lump in the breast or something? But it's given me a real pain here. This person is in spirit. I don't think it's for Dainaria. I think this is for you while we're talking, but if it is for, let me know. So how do we release these blocks? Let's find our passion. I know from what I can see here, you're a spiritual person. I tend to get a hell of a lot of spiritual people coming through on this show. That's the energy thing as well. So find your passion. And once you get on that ladder, because this energy, and this applies to everyone, this energy that we have now, once we get on that ladder, it starts to move very, very, very quickly. So hang on to your hat. look, I do see you also doing healing. I see you also working somehow in the spiritual realm. I think it's more than healing that you'll be getting involved in. I don't think it's been discovered yet what you want to do, but there is something in the spiritual field. Now, I don't think this is going to earn you money, but what it will do, it will place you in your authentic self. And when you're in your authentic self, that's when all the blocks will start to disappear. You know, there's a saying that goes something like, being your authentic self in a world that's trying to mold you into something completely different or who you're not is a miracle in itself. So the problem we face is that we don't want to offend, and you know, people see the change. And you know, one of the things I would say is, you know, if people say, boy, Milena, you've changed, they'll say, yeah, thanks for noticing. So it takes courage. It takes courage to change, to be your authentic self. But this is the message that they bring through to you. So, okay, let's see what we got here. We got, yeah, you're 100% right in all what you're saying. I'm now confused in what to do. Yes, I'd like to do more my spiritual as well, but not sure how to do it. I'm asking for guidance on what to do. Okay. You heard the saying, build it and they will come. Just let me go back to Milena for 1 second, because I've got my little book here. And Milena, I'm going to stop at a random page, and this will be your clue. When I love myself enough, I learn to ask, who in me is feeling this way? When I feel anxious, angry, restless or sad, if I listen patiently, I discover who needs my love. And nobody needs your love more than you do. So that's the other thing. Remember to love yourself. I'll just get back to you in a minute, Dayanaria. Let's put this one. There we go. I feel like my life is changing and things are changing. What are my guides? Are they saying regarding my career, my son, and the issue with his father, my ex? Okay. Well, actually, and yeah, I'll get back to you in a minute, Diana. But the thing here is, I sense from the energy in your text, first of all, so this isn't coming from your guides, it's the energy in your text, that at some level you feel there is a positive change that's coming along. That's the energy that's in the field. Your subconscious is ready and understands this. So yes, your life is changing. It's changing for the best. There's going to be changes in more ways than you know, but when these changes are complete, they'll be pretty much final. So I've been given moving on. So somewhere along the line, there's a lot of moving on. And as you move along, because your vibration is rising, those that are no longer in your life or have served a time in your life will now start to diminish. So we talk about your ex. As you continue on your path, rising and rising and rising, he will continue on his path, but he isn't rising. Actually, it feels like he's staying on the same level. So there will come a point where he won't be able to upset you, won't be able to annoy you. He'll always be part of your son's life. But if I'm being honest, I feel that is going to drift away a little bit more and more as time goes on. So what about a timeline for this? Well, I think the process has started. And I think that, first of all, round about March, you're going to start seeing more work coming, makes you more financially independent. I think you've got your passion. I think you know what you want to do. I feel you've just got to have the courage to take it to the next level. And yeah, I mean, I think it's all for you now. It seems like the worst is behind you. Yeah, the worst is behind you. I would say there's possibly a collaboration coming with you with work. The advice is just be very cautious with this, because I feel that you work better alone. You work at a fast pace, and I don't think there's too many people that can keep up with you, to be quite honest. So think about this collaboration that might be popping your way. So let's have a look about when I, for those of you just for the first time, there's the book. Let's have a look here. When I love myself enough, I'll stop here. And it says, when I loved myself enough, I began to see my purpose and gently wean myself from distractions. I think that's probably quite accurate for you. So onwards and upwards, be brave, be authentic, and you will start to see, well, I think you're seeing it now. You're seeing change. You feel much happier about yourself. I just feel a lot lighter when I try and tune into your energy. When I ask the guides, there's this, thank you, there's this warmth around you that they're surrounding you with now. And I feel that a heavy burden has been lifted. And I think that started in the new year. I think Christmas might have been a bit difficult for you, but I think this burden has lifted now. You'd know what that burden is. Then they're not telling me, because I think it's quite private. So let me know if there's anything else or I've missed anything out. Okay. Yes, I feel more energy now. When you were saying someone, it's here, when you were giving me the message. Yeah, they will. They'll pop by. They just want the invitation. And the thing is for you to always ask them for your help, for your energy. Now, I've been asked to remind you about this. And this is what I do every night. Every night, I when I go to bed, I think about how grateful I am for the day and everything that happened to me in the day. I don't focus at all on some of the negative things that went on during the day. And I find that this daily mantra of gratitude really pushes you into another level. And so I advise, when you find this gratitude, when you ask Spirit for help, ask Spirit for comfort, they will not let you down, but they do like to be asked. Let's have a look. Thank you. I don't understand yet, as I thought I found the passion, but I'm sure it will come. Yeah, sometimes we start off in a direction, and as you say, we think it's our passion, and it is for a while, but then we go off into another direction. And the only way we can get into that other direction is to have come from the place we're at now. So passions change also. To give you an example, I mean, I've always loved this work, what I do, but for a few years, my passion was alternative health. And finding out all kinds of things about how to cure, how to heal, how to do all of this. I learned as much as I needed to learn with that, even though I still continue to look at this stuff. But it isn't my passion. The passion that I do is this and healing. But it actually brought me into this in some sort of strange way via the healing. And so carry on with the path that you're doing. By all means, carry on with it, and it will take you to where you need to be. Just be open to all the possibilities. What's the phrase now? There's a term. I can't think of it. It's called multi-something or other. I was what they'd call a multi-opportunist, or a multitasking, or it's so. For example, it's somebody that, well, when I grew up, I still play a musical instrument, but I learnt the guitar, and I learnt as much as I needed to learn, and then I moved on. I learnt to play the piano. I learnt as much as I needed to learn, and then I moved on. I learnt the drums and blah blah blah, and then I found my instrument, the ukulele, and I play jazz ukulele. The point is, you move on, and it's okay to move on. Society will teach us, oh, you give up, you start something. No, that's as much as I need to learn. And I think if you take that approach, then you will find your passion, and it'll come a lot quicker. Okay, so look, thank you. I've also had a constant problematic issue with my neighbour, and the situation seems to be resolving soon. However, how do I continue to deal with him, meaning keeping him away from me? Okay. One of the things that I found how this works is to not allow that energy into your whole system. So here's the thing: ships sink not because of the water around them. Ships sink when water gets inside them. So don't let what's going on around you get inside you. So if you know what he's going to do and you know these triggers, all you have to do is just to know that I am not going to be triggered. I'm just going to ignore him. I'm just going to, show no interest. And what it does eventually, when you give that feeling of do what you want, you don't affect me, you starve the person of the sustenance they need, and then they move on. This can normally resolve in 5 weeks, often a lot sooner. Of course, the only other way is to threaten him with harassment or whatever. But I don't think you need to go there. I think if you keep yourself on that higher vibration and don't let whatever he says worry you, you will starve him of that sustenance, and he will move on. He'll find someone else to annoy. And be rude and be a little bit near the mark, and so on and so forth. So, and it really is that simple. And I if you can do that, that can end in 5 weeks, maybe even sooner. Okay. Oops. So. Oh, my neighbour seems to be convinced that he was a demon called upon me in order to kill. Oh, my good God. And it seems to me that he plants the seed of fear in my mind. What do you say regarding demons in general? Well, look, a demon is not going to appear to you in a way that you're going to be terrified of, because then they've got nothing. What they have to do is behave in a way that they're friendly towards you. But by doing so, giving you wrong information, misinformation, confusing you, bringing their energy, they become energy vampires. They suck the energy out of you. From what I can see, and what I'm being told, this is designed purely to instill fear, like you have said. But if you rise above it and you understand that you're protected, and nothing is going to happen to you, then nothing will happen to you. These are, from what I can see, threats just designed to keep you in a fear state, and by doing so can control you. And so if you step out of that state of fear and that state of worry, then he will find someone else to have his own issues with. Clearly, this person, from what I can see, has some internal issues with himself, and I feel actually you're not the only one that this person is giving problems to. So I think at some point, either the police or someone's going to intervene on behalf of everyone that he seems to be annoying and upsetting. But please forget all that stuff about the D word. It's just total fabrication. He has no power over you, especially if you keep yourself in truth and light. So, ask your guides just to be with you, to support you, and nothing will come of this. You could also put on some Gregorian chants and keep the vibration of the house high. That always works a treat. I would just try and ignore this person. Yeah. And what we can do is we can send you healing, and we can send him healing. We send you the healing for strength, and we send him the healing so that he can find some balance, and then it will take its natural course. Okay, I've got another someone here who come through in meditation while I was sitting back and peacefully minding my own business. It's a very short one. It says, I have a young soul stepping in now, and as yet I'm unable to determine the sex, as the soul never made it to the earth plane. As I write this, I was corrected and was given souls rather than soul. So perhaps either these were twins who never made it to the earth plane, or a second soul never made it to the earth plane. It feels to me that this soul has no interest in defining its sex, but suggests, for the benefit of the person it is for, would have come to the earth plane as a girl. Part of me feels this was a long time ago, and part of me feels it is recent. And so this could be both the souls and the emotions of the parent. I am feeling it to be a mother, actually. The soul talks about a recent gathering in the home and feels, that says celebratory. That must be a typo. And wishes to relay the message to the mother that she likes your new dress recently bought. It could be that you were thinking of buying one, or you may surprisingly be about to buy one. But I'm shown a nice flowery dress anyway. I'm also given the name Florence or something similar. I'm going to pop that up just in case anybody sees it in the replay. Then they'll know exactly who it's for. So there we go. I've got to get back to Julia. Okay. Hello. What's happened there? Let me just put this up. Be patient with me for 1 minute. And then, okay, copy and paste. And then people can pick that up. It won't do it. How about that? I'll try one more time, and then if it doesn't work, I'll do it in 2 little bits, and then I'll come back to the question of Julia. Paste. It looks like I have to do it in 2 bits. Okay. Right. So, it just looks like the last bit won't. But I'm going to give it another go. You know, the old computer systems, all this technology is falling apart as well. I've got a pretty new computer now. And yeah. So, okay, I want to step back here. And there was something to do with Julia. Julia, where are you? Here we are. So, is it possible Julia is the sister of my grandfather? Okay, let's have a look. Let's see if we can bring Julia through. Okay, Julia. Okay, well, the first thing that comes through with Julia is my lower back. I'm getting some issues with my lower back here, but I also feel with Julia, she was really somebody that no matter what her problems were, she wouldn't let her problems get in the way of her enjoying life. So even when it come to her passing, she was okay with the passing. She knew her time was finished here. Oh, and I'm getting it here. I'm getting everything. So I feel all in the from the chest down to the neck. There was a lot of issues here with her, um, and I'm going to ask her to actually bring that back a little bit. I don't I don't really want her pains that she's given me. So in the end, she did have quite a lot of pain, um, but she suffered it beautifully. Is the only way I can say that. Didn't want to let that affect the remaining days she had. Now I get two. She shows me two people here, as it were. One when she was younger, and she sort of shows me when she was quite old, but I don't feel she made old bones. I feel that she was quite. I get the number 67. She shows me about the age of 67, and then pushes right up to an elderly lady. So I'm not sure what's going on there. Maybe that's a sister that we're seeing there. She's bringing in, but I get the month of February with her as well. And I think this is a birthday because I was shown balloons. So there's something around February with Julia. Let's see what else we can find out about her. And if any of this resonates with you, please let me know. She also had trouble with her knees. So I feel towards the end, everything was giving her lots of issues. It seems to me that she was somebody that quietly went about her business, but was quite smart. So she didn't. Well, she certainly didn't gossip about people, and she also didn't give away her knowledge willy nilly to anybody that she felt could benefit from it. You had to earn this respect from her. She didn't want to give it to people that might abuse it or misuse it. So here, I think I mentioned about witches. This was a typical witch, wise woman in the truest sense of the word. So she's here. She also comes and sees you of a night time. There's a lot of similarity between you and her. Because I feel she experienced many of the emotions that you're experiencing now. And she also reiterates what I said, don't let what's going on around you get inside you. She was very good ignoring a lot of the people that would poo-hoo her or naysayers or things like this. She was very good at ignoring it and just carried on doing her own thing. Okay. She was a healer. My grandfather didn't like it, and he tried to keep her away from mum and aunts. Yeah, this is typical. Now you mentioned this actually, and there's a similarity between you and her. That's not to say that people are trying to prevent you from doing this healing and this spiritual work and this channeling work. Thank you very much. That's one of the things that you will be doing. But they're kind of not happy with it, and so it's best if you don't say anything. Just quietly get on with it yourself. This work that we do can be quite a lonely work, but if you're in with the right people, you get another family. So yeah, I feel there's a similarity, and it's no surprise that you wanted to connect with her, because I think she comes around and visits you from time to time. If you can take the February and a birthday, let me know, because that's just popped in. It might not be hers, but it might be someone in and around you or close to her. It's remaining here, February and balloons. So I know this is very strong. Okay, let's see what else she wants to bring. She seems to be a lovely soul, actually. This was somebody that you could sit down and have a one-on-one with, and if she felt you was the right person, you could have a deep conversation with her, and she would tell you things that are forgotten. So in many ways, when she passed, a lot of knowledge went with her. But thank you. Some of it is preserved, and some of it is in a book somewhere, or a diary, or on pieces of paper. Some of the information has still been retained, and I think you should try and look at that, try and find that. Ask your mum. You don't have to go into too much detail about it, just as a curiosity thing, and your mum will, or someone will hand it to you. But there is some information there, not a lot, but from that information you'll be able to expand upon it, and I think you might find something in there for you also. Let's have a look. I don't know if this is for you, by the way, but this is the last one. So whoever it's for, it could be for you, Dianaria. Let's have a look. A lady in spirit. She's elderly. She shows me herself to be early 80s. She cannot speak, as there is a lump in her throat, and it gives me a throbbing sensation. And I believe it was this illness that sent her home. So I think this could be someone else. She could not eat and could only consume liquids. It feels like it's a cancer or a tumour in her throat. She seems to always be sucking on a sweet or a throat lozenge to keep the throat moist. She shows me cigarettes, and so it indicates that she was a smoker, and the cigarettes were most likely the cause of her throat condition. And she was weak towards the end, and herself was a widow for many years. She is thin and was slightly hunched over, and whilst she could walk until the very end, it was very slow. Towards the end, she never went out. She shows me that her final hours were at home, but an ambulance came to take her to hospital, and it was there she passed. She is definitely a grandmother. It feels like she wants to connect with a granddaughter, and so it could all be also someone here tonight who is a daughter, not just a granddaughter. I get the name starting with an A. It sounded like Angela or Angela, and the name Robert is associated with either you or her. She gives me the month of July as a birthday and shows me a newborn, perhaps two different things. I get the month of September as what looks like her passing. So maybe someone here can take that. Let's have a look. Yes, it's a lonely, difficult and misunderstood. I'm trying to get to your groups and connect with others, but it's not easy for me sometimes. Not sure about the month. I will try and ask Mum. Yeah, you can only do what you can do. I think there's a difference. There's a difference between making excuses not to come and genuinely not being able to come. And I don't mean just in my, I mean in any walk of life. Sometimes we conveniently tell ourselves that we can't make it, especially when it's bloody cold out, like it has been in Vienna. Who wants to go out? You want to stay home. So I think if you just understand exactly what you're feeling, and that is, do I really want to do this, or am I not ready yet? And either way's okay. When the time is right, it will happen to you. It will come, because the more you push it back, the harder it's going to bite you. And this is what happened to me. This is what happens to all people. And I tell the story because I did this. I kept pushing back. I would go to circles and then stop, go to circles and stop many, many years ago. And in the end, I had to submit and say, this is what my soul, this is what my heart wants. So it's like the Godfather thing. Every time I try getting out of this business, something pulls me back in. And that's exactly what it is for me. That will be exactly what it is for you and everyone else also. So the more we can come to terms. You see, the problem is today that we've lost who we are because there's too many distractions, and everything is so quick. On Facebook, there's these Facebook reels, and if we don't like it, we flick through and we flick through and we flick through, and we just, everything's fast, fast, fast. We need to slow down. We need to switch off from as much social media as you can that isn't really serving you. We need to just relax our mind and get back to who we really are, which is a spiritual person. You don't need the latest iPhone as soon as it comes out. You don't need the latest Mac computer or whatever when it comes out. I haven't got it here with me. I don't think I should have it here with me, but I don't. I'd like to show you my phone. Wherever it is, I can't find it now. But my phone doesn't even take pictures. It doesn't connect to the internet. I do have a smartphone, but it runs a health program for my cat, and I never use it. So nobody can trace me or track me. To be honest, let's be fair. There is nothing that important that needs to be answered at the moment. I think that applies to all of us. So once we start stepping back, once we start getting the feeling of who we are, getting back in touch with our own bodies, getting back in touch to what is important in our lives, it's then that things will start to change for us. But we need to calm the mind a little bit more. It doesn't need to be meditation. And there's this myth, by the way, that to connect with spirit, that we need to meditate. You don't. You've just got to still your mind, be at peace, keep focused. Often a walk in the park, sitting in the park and just enjoying the view is one of the best ways you can help connect with spirit. Okay. Oh, hi Hazel. Hey, you made it just before we're ready to close. I left some messages. If you scroll back, maybe one of them is for you. Okay, let's have a look here. Good evening, Mike. Someone coming through for me, please. Have a message. Okay, let's have a look. Oh, okay. They're all running late tonight. They're all popped in at the end. Spirit's popped in at the end. Well, I do have somebody here in spirit who is a very upbeat person. I feel this is a male person that's coming through. This is somebody that would roll up their sleeves, and this was somebody that got things done. I'm looking either a father or a grandfather type of person here. So this is an elder person. It could also be a mentor, actually. It doesn't necessarily have to be blood, but it feels as though it was someone that was quite special and important in your life. As I say this, I start to get cold all around the knees, and I feel that you will also start to get cold around the knees or around the back as this person begins to step forward. I feel this person wasn't particularly big. He had a little bit of a tummy, he shows me. And this was because he ate what he wanted to eat and didn't care if it was good for you or bad for you. Okay, let's have a look. Your Uncle Franz. Okay. Well, he's okay. He's a lively soul. He gives me the number 2, so I'm not sure if this is a passing or over 2 months, 2 years. But the number 2 is important. It could be siblings, but he just wants to bring the number 2 to you. It's something that you might understand. And could you understand there was an issue with his breathing? I know, it's a joke amongst mediums. The biggest cause of death is lack of breath. But I do feel that this person had breathing issues as I start to struggle to get a little bit of air going. I feel also that his passing might have been a bit of a surprise. Not totally surprised, but it felt like well, he could have pulled out of this. Um, he doesn't care about his passing anymore. Would you understand that he liked either looking at the dogs or the horses or the races, or there was some involvement with horses or dogs with him? Because I've been shown this. I was actually shown a racetrack, but it doesn't necessarily mean that he was into racing. But there's something around horses and dogs, maybe just animals in general. Um, but underneath this boisterous exterior, oh, I've got a pain just here now. There was a soft person, a caring person, and this person would not have, if somebody outside of the family was doing someone wrong, he would step in. Now, I don't see him as a violent person, but he would make his point across that you don't mess with my family or cross the line. This is the thing that he's bringing. Yes, he had dogs. He was a farmer. There you go. Okay, super. Thank you. This might explain his get up and can do kind of attitude. What a lovely soul. Again, I get 67. That number keeps popping up, so it could be the 6th of the 7th, or if you're stateside, it could be the 7th of the 6th. Let's just see. Okay, I'm going to give you When I Loved Myself Enough, and then I'll see if anything else comes back. Okay. When I loved myself enough, my heart became so tender, it could welcome joy and sorrow equally. Yeah, that's the balance, isn't it? Huh? Working with them both, because they're all emotions. The Irish have a saying, and I think it's great. Certainly, the old boys have this saying. Where when we say "I'm sad," for example, that's what we say. But the good old boys in Ireland would say sadness is upon me, and I think that brings a different, totally different energy than saying I'm sad, because the mind will believe that everything about the body is sad. But when we say sadness is upon me, it gives the impression that it's not inside us, it's just surrounding us, and it's easier to dispel. Okay, yes, I'm sure you miss him very much. I think this was a great guy and a great character. Okay, I think it was the year he was born. Okay, um, yeah. Okay, I'll see if there's any more coming through here, but let's just see what's it. Melanie says, calming down. As I said in the message before, I thought I feel my passion, but now I'm thinking maybe I don't, because I wasn't calm enough to see it. Yes, there you are. And it's okay to change. It might have been your passion at that time, but that time has moved on now. And so you are a different person, literally a different person, cellular to what you was a year ago. So yes, energies change, your experiences change, and therefore your passion may change. So embrace the change, embrace the experience of saying, look, that was my passion and I thank you for that passion. Now I'm going to find my other one. But actually, don't go looking for it. Let it come to you. And how do we do that? Relax the mind and be patient, and it will come to you. That is how it is. This is the new vibration. This is the new way of doing things. I think it's see it when I believe it, I will not. Believe it when I see it, I will. I think that's correct. So, in other words, find that place within yourself internally, because whatever you're feeling internally goes out to the exterior. So in other words, if you're miserable and you're grumpy and you're always finding fault and criticizing people, guaranteed, and I'm not a gambler, but I would put money on it, you will come across in your life, in the supermarket, the person in front of you, someone grumpy, someone miserable, someone gossiping, on the bus, at work, and in the same breath, if you have gratitude for whatever, you're happy, you're joyful, you're just happy to be alive, happy to be in the queue in the supermarket because you've got the money to buy all the things you want, I guarantee you, eventually you will have people in front of you and behind you exactly the same. So again, switch off the media. This is a massive distraction. It keeps us in that lower vibration. It keeps us in this sense of extreme consumerism. And there's nothing wrong with consumerism, but this extreme consumerism that we've been going through is one of the major problems. Often having less means we have more. And I think this is a good policy that we have. Look, of course, if your phone's broke, you get another phone. But as I mentioned earlier, do you really need the latest model? No, you don't. If it works perfectly well, then stick with it. Put your attention where it needs to be, on your passion, finding your passion, on your work. And when you're in that authentic self, spirit are able to help you a lot more. So I'd like to ask if there's anyone in spirit coming through for me. Well, naturally, of course there will. And they're fighters and they're warriors. And these are people that I see them as really tough. There's one person here, I hope you can recognise him. He's got a very thin beard, or a moustache that comes down here, and a very thin beard, and a little whisker that comes down here. And he's got a stern look. He's got a squarish kind of head, a square forehead. He's got, I wouldn't say thick eyebrows, but a full set of eyebrows, and he looks very stern. And this man is a warrior. I'm not sure if he's a guide or he is family. That maybe, I hope you've got a picture of him at least, because there just seems a little bit of distance between you and he. Not that there was any problem. I'm just wondering if you've met him or not. Okay, let's. I'll come to you in a second, Hazel, and then we're probably finished with you. Okay, thank you, Mike, for all your messages. You're absolutely welcome, my dear, and I hope to see you at one of our circles again. 27th of February, we've got our next demo. Deborah is going to be doing the main work, and I'll pop in with a couple of readings. Back to this guy. Okay, putting him aside, I've got a gentleman here in spirit as well, and he's given me a pain here. So there was sinuses issues. It feels like a guide. Okay, I'm going to ask him to step back. I've got a gentleman here. He's given me issues all around the nose here. So there was sinus issues, and it's really quite painful. Thank you, were my spirits to support me in calming down. Actually, that was my first wish for the new year, of my first intention. Intention. Well done. I feel he was not reincarnated. No, and do you know what? This question of reincarnation, it's like, well, let's take the soul. Only part of the soul reincarnates. So, for example, there could be another part of the soul. One part of the soul come down to the earth plane, created you, and there could very well be somebody else on the other side of the planet of a different sex that still has come from that soul hub that you belong to. and this is why sometimes we feel a longing to go somewhere. We feel this longing that we need to meet someone. That you don't know who, you don't know where, but there's a calling taking you somewhere, and that's the soul connection. But with regards, let's just see very quickly if we can find someone for you. If not, we'll do that next time. Yes, the man with the sinus, lady with the sinus comes through. The whole head is giving me issues here. This person had blood pressure problems. I think now this is a grandmother that I've got here. She's gives me the impression that she's quite distressed with this heat that I'm experiencing now. So there might have also been an aneurysm or something going on in and around the head with this lady. I feel she was... Sorry, I deleted the message because I texted incorrect. But you get my point. Yes, yeah, that's fine. Okay. Okay. I must be honest, I'm not getting too much with a connection with your people at the moment. So let's try that again next week. But I hope if you go away and reflect, you might be able to understand who this lady was that's got all this problem here. I'm going to leave you with When I Love Myself Enough. Let's have a look. Okay. When I loved myself enough, I gave up the belief that life is hard. Wow, that's a lesson we can all learn, isn't it? Let's just make a promise this year to let's just roll with things. The good and the bad, let's just roll with them. The bad will roll over and disappear. The good will roll on and take us to where we want to be. Okay, let's have a look. Where did we go here? I think I saw there was one last one. Ah, there we are. Okay. Hi, Matt. No, we got to get further back and then... Okay. Is my husband okay? Well, yeah. He's more okay than we are. He's all, I can assure you that. Yeah, and it's actually him that's making me laugh now. Yes, he's perfectly fine. He's in that place that we call heaven, and I must say he is quite surprised to find it the way it is. He went over quite quickly in the respect that he just assimilated into that new role quite easily. I want to say to you, he's quite impressed with you, how you've managed to move on, how you're getting on with life. He knows the difficulty, he knows the hardship, and he also likes the fact that now you are beginning to do more things that you want to do and are not listening to people as much as what you used to. You're becoming... Thank you. I don't know if this was his saying or it's your saying. It's not my saying, but you are becoming more of the divine person that you was always meant to be. So he gives me the number 9 and he gives me the number 7. And he also gives me, I saw February, but I saw September as well. So I've got 2. September feels like a birthday. February feels like an anniversary. Yeah. Yeah, well, he stops there. He stops. Okay. He also wants to tell me to tell you about the light or the light switch at your home. Don't mess about with this light switch at home, okay? And if you like, get someone in to repair it. There's nothing going to happen to you, but he doesn't like you doing DIY, he says. But other than, he's got a great sense of humour, actually. I think he's found his sense of humour now he's over the other side. I don't think he had this kind of sense of humour. Let's see, okay, 4th of February he died. Okay, okay, bless him. Well, so to answer the question, he is very happy where he is, and he wants to tell you that, because many people feel, oh, how can he be so happy? You know, he's left me and I've got all these years on my own. The way he sees it is, in his timeline, which really isn't a timeline, you're going to be there next week. So it's just like waiting for you to come from vacation, as it were. So that's why he doesn't miss you per se, but he does sometimes, not always. You feel him at night time when you're lying in bed, and it is him. He also tells me that you hear him, he calls you, but you don't believe it. So he says, believe it. He just says a word. It's just a word, hello. Sometimes you hear it with your physical ear. Sometimes you hear it in here. It's like you two are like this. And he does say, talk to me as though I was here on the earth plane, and he will answer you. So he is in good shape. He's in good shape, and he looks forward to when he's reunited with you, but you've still got things that you need to do. Okay. Okay, I just want to do a couple more things and then we have to go. A new hairstyle. Have you just had a new hairstyle? Are you getting your hair done? Because he's showing me some kind of change of hairstyle, and this is what he likes about you. Getting on with things now. Doing your best to pursue good activities in life, and he wants you to go out and spend some money, and he wants you to go out and start feeling good and liking yourself and loving yourself again. Yeah, you were soulmates. Yeah, that really does feel, well, that doesn't disappear, Hazel. That stays with you, and that stays with him. Communicate with him. Don't think it's your imagination. It isn't. And once you start communicating with him, then you will feel less lonely, less sad. I don't think there's too many people you can speak to about this, about the spirit world in your world. But you know what? He salutes me. So I don't know. I gave a message earlier about somebody who passed earlier, but did he like boating? Did he like the sea? Did he, or even just walking along the beach? Because I think that message was for him. Anyway, he is there. He is with you. He doesn't say I love you. I think he does that with emotion, but speak to him, and he will answer you, and he will be with you more so than ever. When you lie down tonight, he will be there with you. And when he does that, if you can just send me a message in Facebook and let me know that he's done it. You can probably feel him surrounding now. I'm getting very hot. You might be getting very hot, or as I get hot, I think you might be getting hot. This is him surrounding you now as he comes close. So just take that love that he brings, that energy that he brings, and he steps back. Yeah, you're impatient now. Yeah. Just take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. And what I would say to you is, tonight, when we're done here, take your shoes off, put your feet up, pour yourself a glass of wine or a cup of cocoa, sit back, relax, and just reflect, just for this time, how beautiful life is. And once you do that, you'll start to feel this energy begin to calm you all down. Okay, well, that's all we got time for today. I'll be back next week. Please do join me. If you've got any comments or anything that you've discovered about what we were saying, please leave it in the YouTube comments or Facebook comments, and I'll get back to you with all of that. So, Melina, I'll also send you some healing tonight so that you sleep well, and that it's not even a case of having more patience. It's a case of just being aligned with your inner self, and everything will be fine within a few days. So this is me, Mike, and Jean signing off, and we'll be back next week. Bye bye for now.